0-1 pitch coming from Nick Murray. That one is lined over the third baseman into left field for a base hit from Jordan Stevens to put runners on first and second here in the bottom of the first inning for the Red Hawks as they found themselves down 4-0 after the 4-run first inning from Cincinnati. And that's going to bring up the right fielder, McKie Williams, the lone lefty and lone senior on in this lineup for the Red Hawks. So it looked like we had some technical difficulties. And if you're just joining us here, Cincinnati jumped out to a 4-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. Red Hawks now runners on first and second here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first, with McKie Williams taking the first pitch from Nick Murray for a called strike. Murray gets ahead in the count. 0-1 here with 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch from Murray, swing and a miss by McKie Williams. It's going to bring the count to 0-2 here with 2 outs. On deck is the GH Cole Andrews. Williams is batting .306 on the year with 4 homers, 32 RBIs. He's got a runner in scoring position there on second base. Cal Alvers. 0-2 pitch, misses the plate outside and away to bring the count to 1-2. Pitch count up to 11 for Nick Murray. Surrendered 2 hits so far. Trying to get out of this inning unscathed and keep Cincinnati's lead at 4-0. The 1-2 pitch coming from Nick Murray comes home. That one is swung on and fouled out of play over the Red Hawks dugout outside of Hayden Park. About 78 degrees here in Oxford. Slightly cloudy with little to no wind. Not going to be a factor today. So the 1-2 pitch is low and in the dirt to even up the count at 2-2. Home plate umpire for today's ball game is Jay Myers. First base, Justin Penix. Third base, Justin Dreher. Miami coming into this contest 33-13, 13-7 in the MAC, and they find themselves 2 games back in third place behind Ball State and Central Michigan. The 2-2 pitch coming from Murray, and that one is going to hit Williams, and that's going to load the bases up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Red Hawks with an opportunity to claw themselves back into this ball game. Cincinnati leads at 4-0 here.
Miami designated hitter Cole Andrews.
So that's going to bring up the DH Cole Andrews. Freshman right-hander steps into the right-handed batter's box, trying to manufacture some runs here for the Red Hawks here in the bottom of the first inning. First pitch is called ball. 87-mile-an-hour fastball, low and inside. Andrews gets ahead in the count, 1-0. Freshman from Powell, Ohio. Bishop Watterson High School takes the 1-0 pitch for another ball. 2-0 now with 2 outs. Runners on all the bases for the Red Hawks here in the bottom of the first inning. Williams over there on first. Jordan Stevens on second. And Cal Alvers 90 feet away, standing there on third. Should be a pretty good pitch here for Andrews as he swings at that one. Foul tipped into the dirt to bring the count to 2-1 with 2 outs. On deck for the Red Hawks is the big freshman first baseman Reed Norberg. He's batting .304 on the year. As Andrews steps back into the batter's box. The .321 hitter on the year with 23 RBIs, trying to add to that RBI total on the 2-1 pitch. That one swung on a little bit prematurely as that one's fouled into the Red Hawk dugout to even up the count at 2-2 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Red Hawks find themselves in a 4-0 hole after the 4-inning top of the first for Cincinnati as they lit up Jack Corbell a little bit. Pitch 18 coming here with a count knotted up at 2-2. The pitch, that one's lined up the middle. That's going to get down into center field. That's going to score 1. Alvers crosses home plate, turning around third is Jordan Stevenson coming around, trying to score and sliding into home safely for the Red Hawks is McKie Williams, and that's going to bring the lead down, cut the lead down to 1 run now, 4-3 now as the Red Hawks get 3 runs on the 2-out, 3 RBI double there by Cole Andrews. The freshman designated hitter picks up his ball club, and that's going to bring up Reed Norberg with Cole Andrews on second base. In scoring position. With a single, he could tie it up as he swings on that first pitch, fouled away over to the third base coach and head coach Danny Hayden. It's going to bring the count to 0-1. Norberg batting .304 on the year with 13 RBIs, 1 homer, and 9 runs. The 0-1 pitch. That one's high and outside, called for a ball to even up the count at 1-1 here with 2 outs. So Red Hawks get back in this ball game on the Andrews double to left center. To score Williams, score Jordan Stevens, and score Cal Alvers. Williams in no hesitation, turning around at third base, coming all the way home from first base as that pitch is fired in there for a ball to bring the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. And he slid head first in the home plate. Scored a 3rd run for the Red Hawks in the bottom of the first. They're back in business here, trying to tie up the game here with a runner in scoring position. That's a swing and a miss on the 2-1 pitch to even up the count at 2-2. Good looking breaking ball there from the freshman right-handed Nick Murray. Right-handed Norberg cocks the bat over his right shoulder, takes the 2-2 pitch, swung on, and that's going to be fielded there easily by the third baseman Santiago. He fires it over there to the first base, and that's going to end the inning, but not before the Red Hawks get 3 here in the bottom of the first. The score is now Cincinnati 4, Miami 3. As we head to the top of the second inning, listen to Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. We'll be right back.
Hi, Grandma. Can Nina come over for dinner?
Sure. I've been meaning to ask you, what would happen if someone offered you a drink?
Grandma?
If anyone ever does, I want you to say, no, I have too much respect for my family and I don't want to get in trouble.
I promise, Grandma.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. That's underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. This message brought to you by SAMHSA and this station.
Hey, hon, what you doing with your phone?
Do flowers have best friends?
I don't know. Hey, look.
Whoa.
Some answers can only be found in nature. Discover the unsearchable. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a trail near you. Brought to you by the United States Forest Service and the Ad Council.
1 in 3 adults in America have prediabetes, but most don't know it. To let people know it can be reversed before it becomes type 2 diabetes, professional basketball player Julius Randle is doing everything in reverse.
I'm only dunking with reverse windmills. I drove the whole way to practice in reverse. I don't recommend it. This move's called the reverse shuffle. I do recommend it. And it took me months to learn how to speak in reverse, like this. Here's 10 almost for.
Back to the top of the order here for Cincinnati with Eric Santiago stepping in here in the bottom of, or the top of the second inning as he takes the first pitch there from Corbell for a strike. Bring the count to 0-1. Second pitch is low and away to even up the count at 1-1. Santiago reached on a leadoff walk his first time up. He's batting .254 on the season with no homers, 14 RBIs as he takes that 1-1 pitch, and they're called for a strike. Catches the outer part of the plate. As Jack Corbell gets ahead in the count on Santiago. Making his 12th start of the season is Corbell, as that one is fouled out of play. Chasing is Reed Norberg. He's unable to get to the fence, and that one's going to be called for a foul ball. That makes its way out of play to keep the count at 1-2. Corbell went to Brother Rice High School, and the second part of high school also played at Palm Beach Gardens High School down in Florida. Went to Eastern Florida State College and then transferred to Indiana Tech. And then last year transferred to Miami and in his second season in Oxford. He's been a pretty productive starter so far. 1-2 pitch is called for a ball to even up the count at 2-2. Bell trying to get a second strikeout of the afternoon as that one is called for a ball. Misses the outer part of the plate. Breaking ball to fill up the count at 3-2 with no outs. Cincinnati leads at 4-3. So we've had 7 runs combined in the first inning here. 3-2 pitch is outside, and that's going to be another leadoff walk there from Eric Santiago. Junior third baseman reaches first once again, and that's going to bring up the second man in the order. Shortstop, Joey Bellany, junior from Winter Park. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. He's ready. Corbell's ready. And he fires over there. The check. Santiago there on first base on the pickoff. Called safe. Bellini, .297 a hitter on the year. The first pitch from Corbell is low and away. Called for a ball, 1-0. No outs with the runner on first base after the leadoff walk. Another leadoff walk from Eric Santiago Jr. Another pickoff from Corbell is unsuccessful. He's called safe. .1-0 pitch. Called for a ball. Misses the outside corner of the plate. 89-mile-an-hour fastball from Corbell. Brings the count to 2-0. .2-0 pitch. Runner going. Santiago slides into second base, and he's going to get thrown out there by the catcher, Nate Stoles. That's going to be the first out of the inning. Count now at 2-1. No runners on base now. Base is empty here for Joey Bellini, the shortstop. Great throw down there by the catcher, Nate Stoles, the sophomore. That one's lined just foul down the first base line to even up the count at 2-2. Pitch count up to 32 pitches for Jack Corbell. Surrendered 4 hits, 4 earned runs, and has walked 3 batters. That one is lined to Jordan Stevens as he misplays that one, and it looks like they're going to call that one an error, as Joey Bellini's going to reach on the error from Jordan Stevens. He just misplayed that one, and that's going to bring up the third man in the order, Wyatt Stapp, a sophomore DH for the Bearcats. He's batting .299 on the year, 25 RBIs and 2 homers.
Designated hitter, Wyatt Stapp.
He steps into the left-handed batter's box, the switch hitter. From Keller, Texas. By way of University of Tennessee, as he takes that first pitch, called for a ball high and away. Runner on first base, that's Joey Bellini as he reached on the air from Jordan Stevens. 1 out here in the top of the second inning. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt. Good play there from Nate Stoles to keep it in front of him and keep the runner over there at first base. The score is 4-3 here as Cincinnati is on top of Miami here in the series finale between these two ball clubs. They've split the first 2, so bragging rights here this afternoon or late evening, as that one is grounded foul as Jordan Stevens picks that one up right before first base, or third base. Taking the count to 2-1. .6'1", 205, left-handed batter. Stapp makes his way back into the left-handed batter's box after he hustled down the line after grounding that one down the third baseline, called for as a foul. That's going to bring the count to 2-1 with 1 out, runner on first base for the Bearcats. Jack Corbell trying to get out of this inning. Breaking ball that hangs a little bit there is called for a ball. High and away, 3-1 now with 1 out. Stapp is 1 for 1 with 1 run already this afternoon. Takes the 3-1 pitch. That one's lined into right field. Going back and having no problem with that is McKie Williams to make the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the 4th man in the order, batting cleanup, Joey Weimer, the left field sophomore from Michigan. Steps into the right-handed batter's box. The 6'5", 215. Sophomore takes the first pitch for a called strike. As Corbell gets ahead in the count, 0-1. Corbell's last appearance was April 28th against NIU. That was in relief. Or that was as a start, as Miami lost that one. And a no decision for him. Miami coming off a weekend series at Ohio University as the finale was rained out on Sunday, but they split the first two as that pitch is fired in there for a ball to bring the count to 1-2 here with 2 outs. Corbell trying to get out of the inning. Red Hawks have struggled the last 10 games. They're 4-10. On a 1-game losing streak. So they won Friday. 5-1 at OU. Trying to get a win this evening as that one's popped up into right field. Making the catch is going to be the second baseman, Landon Stevens, and that's going to end the inning and bring us to the middle of the second here at McKie Field at Hayden Park. So the score still stays 4-3 as Cincinnati leads my Red Hawks here in the series finale between these two rivals. Here's the Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. We'll be right back.
If you love them enough to sit through their favorite boy band with them, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us,
if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
All right, crew, let's get her dug.
Honey, you want to give me a hand? I'm planting that tree, remember?
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 business days before any digging project, so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. This includes natural gas and petroleum pipelines.
Back to action we go here in the bottom of the second inning. The Red Hawks trail at 4-3 against Cincinnati. Stepping up into the batter's box, right-handed batter's box, is Nate Stoles as he gets hit by the first pitch, and he's going to take take first base here to lead off the inning. As Nick Murray, it's the leadoff batter for the Red Hawks. So that's going to bring up the center fielder, 9th man in the order, Parker Massman, the sophomore. He's batting .229 on the year with 3 homers. You get a homer over this past weekend in Athens against Ohio on Saturday. 2-run homer. So he takes the first pitch. That one swung on high, and it's going to be out of play into the crowd. Oh, actually hits the top of the Red Hawks dugout. It's going to bring the count to 0-1 here with 1 out or no outs. Runner on first base after the hit batter. Nate Stoles, the catcher. Who had a nice pitch and catch down to second base to throw. Eric Santiago trying to steal in the top of the second inning. Pick off there from Nick Murray is unsuccessful. Trying to check Nate Stoles. Count still at 0-1 here with no outs. 4-3 lead here for UC against Miami in the series finale between these two that split the first 2 games back in the middle of April. The 0-1 pitch is high, called for a ball to even up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch coming shortly here for Nick Murray. Takes his time, fires home. That one's fouled off the leg of Parker Massman. Called for a ball to bring the count to 1-2 here with no outs. Redhawks trying to tie this ball game up. They found themselves in a 4-0 deficit before they even batted in the ball game, and then scored 3 of their own in the bottom of the first. Cut the lead down to 1. And a combined 7 runs in the first inning between the two ball clubs, as another pickoff attempt is unsuccessful there from Nick Murray. Checking the base runner on first base, Nate Stoles. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No outs. Nick Murray. He sets, kicks, and deals, and that is high. Called for a ball to even up the count at 2-2. Fastball that just missed high. Coming in at 89 miles per hour. Cincinnati with 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Miami on 3 runs and 3 hits and 1 error. The 2-2 pitch coming from Murray. Swung on and missed as Parker Maspin, the 9th man in the order, strikes out swinging, and that's going to bring us back to the top of the order. And junior shortstop Will Vogelsang from Cincinnati, Ohio, step into the right-handed batter's box. He's batting .322 on the year. Flew out his first time up at the bottom of the first inning. Vogelsang from Archbishop McNichols High School down the road in Cincinnati, 6'171". He shows bunt, bunts it down the third baseline, foul and out of play. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner on first base, that's Nate Stoles, the catcher for Miami, who splits time behind the plate with Cal Elvers, who's playing left field this afternoon or this evening. Elvers was on the Buster Posey Award watch list this season, which goes to the best catcher in college baseball. He's having a great season behind the plate and into the batter's box. The 0-1 pitch is called for a ball to even up the count. 1-1. That one is inside and away. The breaking ball doesn't catch enough at the plate. Or low and inside, rather. On deck is Cal Elvers, the left fielder. The 1-1 pitch from Murray is lined in the left field, and that's going to be an easy play there from Weimer on the fly out there from Will Vogelsang. So that's going to bring up Cal Elvers for the Redhawks. He's 1 for 1 this afternoon with 1 run. He was the first one to cross the plate on the RBI double from the Redhawks in the bottom of the first inning. Cole Andrews. That's going to bring us to 2 outs. So the Elvers stepping in the batter's box, taking the first pitch inside, called for a strike. Catches the inside corner of the plate. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nate Stoles still over there on first base for the Redhawks. On deck is Landon Stevens. Elvers batting .341 in the season. 0-1 pitch is popped up. Let's see if this one stays in play. The play is going to be made by the third baseman, Santiago, and that's going to end the inning here in the bottom of the second. Score still remains 4-3. Cincinnati leads the Redhawks. Joseph Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio.
2 new settlements totaling $1.2 billion have been reached with Halliburton and Transocean over the Deepwater Horizon oil spill. People and/or businesses may be eligible for payments from these settlements pending in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Louisiana. The majority of the money will go toward compensating local fishermen, as well as individuals, businesses, local governments, and other entities. If you filed a claim in the settlement with BP, you do not need to file a new claim. Your claim will automatically be considered for payment from these settlements by virtue of having participated in the settlement with BP. The settlements will not pay for any economic loss or personal injury claims. Go to GulfSpillPunitiveDamagesSettlement.com or call 1-877-940-7792. Paid for by the Halliburton and Transocean Settlement Fund.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Action we go here in the top of the third inning as A.J. Bumpus steps into the batter's box, or left-handed batter's box, against the new pitcher for Miami. Bailey Martin comes in for relief for Jack Corbell. It just wasn't his day this afternoon and evening, as Bailey Martin came in relief against Ohio May 4th. Steps in once again as 2 pitches come by and 1 ball and 1 strike. The count's at 1-1 here with no outs. That one's fired in for a strike, 1-2 with no outs here. A.J. Bumpus at the plate for the Bearcats. Fourth pitch is fired in there for a ball to even up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch coming from Bailey Martin. He's working fast out there. That one is swung on, flied out to left field. Should be no problem for Cal Alvers, and he makes the catch a couple steps from the warning track, and that's going to record the first out for the Redhawks here in the top of the third inning. It's going to bring up the 6th man in the order, Griffin Merritt, freshman first baseman from Cincinnati. He's batting .233 on the year. First pitch is breaking ball that gets away from Bailey Martin, high and inside, called for a ball. One-oh pitch coming from Bailey Martin. Sets deals. That one swung on, popped up into center field. Should be no problem for Parker Massman as he makes it right atop of the Miami M. In the middle of center field. That's going to bring the Redhawks to 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Bailey Martin means business as he comes in for relief for Jack Corbell. Got through 4 innings, but surrendered 4 earned runs. Those 4 earned runs have Cincinnati on top 4-3 here in the top of the third. Let's get a timeout on the field. Head coach Scott Goggins, the third base coach for Cincinnati. Let's talk it over with his next batter, Mitch Holding, who steps into the right-handed batter's box. He's ready to go. He cocks the bat over his right shoulder, takes the first pitch. That one's popped up into right field. Going back is McKie Williams, and that one's going to get over the wall on the hop, and that's going to be a ground rule double. It looked like McKie Williams had a chance out there, but just couldn't get there in time. It bounced off the warning track over to the 384 sign over there in the right field, and that's going to be a lead or a 2-out double for the catcher, Mitch Holding. So that's going to bring up second baseman Jace Mercer. Takes the first pitch from Bailey Martin. That one gets away. And going down the third is Stoles, and it looks like he threw out Mitch Holding, and he does. That's going to end the inning for the Redhawks, and that's going to keep the score at 4-3. Cincinnati leads Miami here as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Most Miami Baseball on Red Hawk Radio. We'll be right back.
To protect his home and family from disaster, Steve used courage, wisdom, and his camera phone.
That should do it.
Way to go, Steve! By simply taking digital pictures of his family's important documents, Steve can always have them stored safely online, no matter when disaster strikes. Learn other simple ways to protect your home and family before a natural disaster at ready.gov. That's ready.gov. A message from FEMA and the Ad Council.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic, safe, effective, even money savings, like FDA-approved generic drugs. If they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung